Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Double by zetamath. This is a premiere for zetamath on the adventure series. Look forward to having more puzzles by zetamath in the future. If you don't know zetamath, he actually streams and makes videos for Sudoku on his channel. So I will link that in the description. It's zetamath does puzzles. So definitely check that out. You may also notice that this is the exact same rule set as yesterday. That's a complete coincidence, and the way I schedule out these videos, it's mostly based on which setter has been featured most recently. And so it just worked out that we got two puzzles in a row from new setters who both decided to do the same rule set independently. So I don't mind that too much if you did yesterday's and you enjoyed it. Hopefully you'll enjoy today's as well. And so let's go over the rules just in case you didn't do it yesterday. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box. We are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have double arrows in the grid. So we have circles in the grid that are attached by lines, not arrows, but lines. So what that means is that the digits on the line, if you sum them all up, they have the same sum as the sum of the two digits in the connected circles. So let's do these two as a simple example. If this was, say, 1 and 6, that adds to 7. So these two would also add to 7. So we could do like 3 and 4. All right, so that is double arrows. And then I guess I should say that, let's say we had this, then these two would add to 6 and these would need to add to 6. So this is kind of shared between the two. Hopefully that makes sense. We also have standard arrows in the grid. So that's these circles with the connected arrows. And the digits on the arrow sum to the value in the circle. So if this was a 6, then we could do, say, let's do like 2, 3, 1. That would add to 6. But we can also repeat digits if we'd like to, as long as Sudoku allows you to. All right, so those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. I know zetamath has a reputation for more difficult puzzles, but I promise you he is adhering to our adventure series difficulty level. So I'm sure you'll enjoy this. So definitely give it a try, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, how do we want to get started on this? There's kind of an interesting relationship here where we kind of need both of these to be pretty high. I think the first thing I'm going to think about is what is the minimum this could all add to? So 4 digits that can't repeat would be 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the minimum there, and that adds to 10. And we could have another 1 right here. And so 11 is our minimum. But if you think about two cells in a 6x6, the maximum is 12. So these are kind of 5, 6. There's definitely at least 1 6 in these because we need to add to 11 or 12. And that's going to mean that we can be 1 through 5 here. Basically, we can't have a 6 here. So let's put the 6 down here because 6 would be too big. 1, 2, 3, 6 already adds to 12 and we have this extra cell. And this cell can't exceed 2 because if it was a 3, then we'd be at least 13, 10 plus 3, and we can't get to 13. Okay. So one thing that I definitely noticed, which looks intentional, is that because at least one of these is a 6, because we need to add to 11 or 12, this cell can't be a 6, because if it was, it would force both of these to be 5. So that means this is at least 5, which means these two digits are the same. We actually had this same concept in yesterday's puzzle, a little bit different, but I think it was yesterday's. Anyway, that's neat. So because this can't be 6, if you think about it, if we didn't repeat a digit here, it would be 1 plus 2 plus 3, adding to 6. And we can't add to 6 or higher. So these two, and so that means we have to have a repeated digit. So we're not 1, 2, 3. And without a repeated digit, that means, or if we have a repeated digit, it has to be these two. So I've marked them green to say that they're the same as each other. Now, what can they actually be? Well, they could be 1 plus 1. They could be 2 plus 2, but 3 plus 3 is too big. So it's a 1 or a 2. And then these are minimum 2. And so, this is maximum 5. And so this can't exceed a 3. So this is from 1 to 3. What's the max? So what's the minimum this could be? We could do double 1 with a 2. That's 4. So this is from 4, 5, not 6, sorry. It feels very similar to something we just did, but that's fine. It's interesting to have the same logic again sometimes. There's a 4 up there. Okay, so how do we want to handle this? If this was a 5, this would definitely add to 12. All right, maybe we should think about this arrow then. We can have a repeat on this arrow as well. But maybe there's something else to think about first. I'm wondering what this 4 is giving us. I suppose if this was 1, 2, 3, 5, that would make this a 6, 4 pair. I wonder if that's a problem. I don't really see why it would be. Okay, maybe it's this sum here. So yeah, so we need to be careful. If this was a 4, or I guess if this was a okay, if this was a 5, this would be a 6. They would add to 11, and that's a problem, right? If these two add to 11, then these two need to add to 11. But there's only one way for two cells to add to 11, and that's 5 plus 6. Because we don't have bigger numbers than 6. So if this was 5, by Sudoku, this would be 6. These would add to 11, and we wouldn't be able to add these to 11. So this can't be 5. This must be 4. And if this is 4, I think the only way we're doing that, yeah, these can't be both 2, because that would already be 4. So these are both 1, and then they're with it 2. Okay, that's what we were meant to see. That's neat. All right, so then these add to... Okay, if this was 4, 6, adding to 10, we have the same problem, where there's only one way to add to 10, 4 plus 6. You can't do 5 plus 5 in the same row. So this cannot be a 6. This must be a 5, which then makes these add to 9. And now there is another way to add to 9, 3, 6. And now what we should do is we should ask where 6 goes in this column, because it can't be here and it can't be here, because we got the 6 here, and we've got the 6 here. And 4 is not 6, so 6 goes there, which puts it down here. This is a triple. Let's fill that. 2, 3, 5. That's not a 2. So the 2 is up here. All right, so now that we know that this is 5, this one has to be 6. We did that logic earlier. And now these add to 11, which means this has to be minimum. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is not here, the 1's not here. And this has to be a 1, which does put this one in. This is a 2, 3 pair, putting this 4 in. Now we know what this 4 was for. This is a 5, 6 pair. Okay, this is also a pair. This is 2, 4. We know the order. That places this 2. All right, we're doing well now. All right, this is a pair. This is 1, 2. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 4. This is 3, 5, 6. We're not putting a 6 on a 6 arrow. We're also not putting a 5 on a 3-cell arrow, because these would have to add to 1. So this has to be the 3. That places the 5 and the 6. That places this 6. This is a 3, so these have to add to 3. The only way is a 1, 2 pair. This is a 3. That's 2 and 3. That makes that 1 and 2 and a 1. These do add to 6. Good. So this cell has to be the 4, and then that places this 4. And then we need the 2 and the 5 up here. We know the order. This needs to be a 5 for the column. This is a 3 for the column, and that should finish up these. And there we go. We're done. Very nice. Cool puzzle, zetamath. I really liked the idea of using the fact that these two couldn't add too high, or there wouldn't be 2 ways to do it. But there was a lot of forces trying to make them as high as possible. So I really liked that concept. Also, just the idea that one of these had to be a 6, which limited what this could be, which forced these to be the same. Lots of really cool logic in there. So yeah, and it was a little ambiguous what this 4 was for a while, because I thought maybe it was taking 4 off of this line, but very cool. Quite enjoyed that, as always, from zetamath. Always has clever puzzles and clever logic to do, so quite enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And tomorrow is the 200th, so you might expect a nice surprise there. And of course, if you enjoyed this content, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.